You guys know I am a very painfully and critically honest person. Well, there is something that I wish to share because I just want to see if anyone else can at least remotely relate to what I'm getting ready to say. Understand that not everything has to lead to a fight or an argument. One of my mottos in life is things are the way that they are, and period. The following thought hit my mind. What is so bad about talking ill about or bad mouthing your friend? They're not my friend, and my experience with them is different. So, in the past, I had an experience in which there is someone who is friends with someone who I am not friends with. This someone who I am not friends with me, we were in a position in which we were at work, and this individual had a position of power, and I was the subordinate. Well, at the time, I used to do a job in which I, in a sense, had to perform an audit on this individual. Therefore, I am evaluating this person's performance. You could look at it that way. And you guys know that as someone who is honest and integral, I am not going to bullshit myself through that audit. I am not going to bullshit you through that audit. If you mess something up, I'm writing it down. If there's something that needs fixing, it's going to get fixed. But if I have to give you a point for it, I am going to. In the same manner that if you have the job, when you have the job, you find things that you have to give me a point on, you give it to me, I take it, I shut up, and period. And if something is an infraction that's bad enough, then I sign the paper, the write-up, whatever it is, and it goes on my file, and you take it respectfully, go about the day, go about the conversation. You just take it. That's the normal thing to do. You take it because there are rules, and if you don't fulfill them, then you just don't. So that's the gist of what happened back in the time. Well, this individual who I gave the point to began saying shit about me at the store, of course. This individual was one of those people who simply socialized with everybody, and this individual always came off like they're super friendly and they're really, woo, really like all energetic, like all is good here, blah, blah, blah. And in a sense, it makes them likable, but you just know, if you have a good intuition, that is, that something is off about this person. That's where I was at. Like, I could see right through the facade, and the other people who are like-minded to me also saw through it, and we were not acting against this person deliberately. Whenever this individual's manipulative tendencies and flat out emotionally abusive tendencies came out, we knew to be on the lookout and wave the flag and not take it and call her out on it. And of course, she never took it well. What ended up happening was this individual went to tell the story about her infraction to someone else, but they omitted the fact that I give that infraction because it's actually my job. It's not because I don't like her and therefore I'm trying to end her career. Nothing like that. I don't have to do anything like that. I don't have to plot anything against you, because if you're a shit worker, your performance is going to catch up to you. You are going to bring yourself down. You will collapse under your own weight, kind of thing. So why would I have to dirty my hands up trying to plot something against you? And even if I wanted to, I don't have the mental capacity to do that, because I'm not someone who has ill intent or anything like that. I don't know, even if I wanted to, how to go about doing such a thing. But in a professional setting, like the professional individual that I know I am, I would never recur to such a thing. You would, but not me. That's where this is headed toward. This person she told the story to was not really aware of what my job was, which is shocking because I know I have described it in detail before, but I guess it's one of those cases in which you can explain something to someone, but unless they have like a visual backup of what you are saying, they may not have the picture very clear in their mind. Fortunately, this person who I knew was friends with someone who I also worked with, and that person understood the job, and this person was able to explain to this one person what the real matter was, and therefore this other person was able to bring themselves around. But as you can imagine, I was still annoyed that it took someone else pretty much rescuing me behind the scenes for this person to grasp it anyway, because you decided to believe this other person as opposed to you heard it from me, I explained it to you, but you still decided to side with that other person as if I had ill intent when I have never ever demonstrated the traits of being that kind of person. This person was such a master manipulator and bullshitter that they were able to completely taint the perception that this person had at the time of me, 6 years of, and all it took was one little ass event that wasn't even true to completely destroy that. It's one of those situations that I can classify as this is why I hate the I didn't know, because this person I'm describing who was supposed to be, meaningful to me and have my back literally said, well, I didn't know. It took this person to explain it to me, and then that's when I understood it. And I'm like, but I explained it to you. Why is it that coming from me, it wasn't computing? But it was extremely frustrating and extremely disappointed that you were taking the side of the individual who A, had a shitty performance, B, was spreading the story with the intent of putting you up against me, and on top of that, they simply did not want to accept that, hey, you fucked up, and I know that with other people you have a little business going on in which you negotiate a way to let things slide. But with me, I am a very by the book person. If I am supposed to give you an infraction for this thing, I will give it to you in the same manner that you are supposed to give it to me, give it to everybody else in the team ever. But when you start making exceptions and accommodations based on favoritism, which it was blatantly obvious this person had, that's what creates the problem. That's what creates the drama. That's what creates the imbalance in the team. And then on top of that, I'm literally one of your strongest folks in the team. Why would you want to sour your relationship with me? And on top of that, she hadn't been at my location for as long as I had. Therefore, you're the one who needs to build up your reputation based on your trajectory. And so far, it's not a good one. You're literally known as a bully with upper management. If you have the gall to say all this shit about me based off one little ass incident, which remember, this is because you fucked something up, then you ought to also spread around the fact that I'm a pretty amazing worker and that I got you out of many difficult situations, again, many times, and that I have a lot of positive traits and that I'm pretty amazing at the job that I do. No, you never say nice things about me, but when you feel like it, when your reputation is on the line or your job performance is, suffering, then all of a sudden I'm a bad person. And that's what you want to spread. Well, you have to even the playing field. Say whatever shit you feel like saying about me, but also describe the endless amount of things that I do well and right. That would make you more believable. But no. However, because this person is such a avid manipulator, unless you are part of that team and you are one of their victims, you will never see this. You will never understand this. Especially in my position as someone who's honest and never bullshits about anything, the fact that you decided to not believe me from my perspective that, hey, if I don't do this, then I'm not doing my job, therefore I could get fired. That's really frustrating because let's say that I wouldn't have handed the infraction and somebody finds out and I get fired. Would you have applauded me for having performed poorly and not done my job at giving the point and then I had to be let go, would you have been on my side? No, you would have said, damn, Zam. I mean, how could you do that? You had one job. How did you mess that up? And now you're complicating your life by losing your job, this, that, and the other. That is exactly what you would say. But in a sense, it's fucked up that you're saying that, considering that now that the way that the story went in the timeline is I did my job, you still decided to treat me in a shit way because this person convinced you that I was a monster. I'm not the one who plots things against people. You are the one who plots things about people. And because that is the way that you are, you're trying to give me an identity that I don't have. I'm not like you. That is a you thing, not a Zam thing, a you thing. So after sharing all that, the question is it really bad or wrong for you to be honest about the fact that you may be friends with someone who I am not friends with and cannot be friends with? Therefore, understand that you being their friend does not make you someone who's against me, and me not being their friend doesn't mean that I'm against you being their friend. What I do need you to understand is just because you have a positive experience with this person that maybe you value, I cannot say the same. Therefore, you cannot expect for me to be thrilled and excited about hearing you talk about this person when that is not the experience that I have with them. And that is okay because we're different. Some of us just aren't compatible like that. But once you understand the background and dangerous tendencies that this person has, then I would expect that you may need to reconsider some things. Maybe if it pains you to let go of this person, then let go of me. If you value them that much, if you cannot let go of me, let go of them. But clearly, we cannot exist in your life simultaneously because this collision is happening. This person has power and effect on you that on me, based off how they affect you, you treat me differently, and that differently is harmful for me. What are you gonna do? That is the whole point. I am only bothered by a friendship that I don't belong to. If this friendship is putting cockroaches in your brain, if this friendship is distorting your definition of me because this person is inevitably saying shit about me because they know your involvement with me, and it's a are you with me or are you with her kind of situation, what do you do? What I would do is, first of all, not associate myself with that person because you know this person is up to no good and is affecting your relationship with other people who are supposed to be more important in your social circle. So that's what I mean, you guys. I think that when someone is unmasked and you declare them as a liar and you have evidence to back it up, I think that should be the end of your association with them. Because if they're able to lie about other people's actions and blow them out of proportion, they're probably lying about you too. Why would you want to associate yourself with someone like that? So, yes, I will be critical of your friends, of your connections, of your family, but understand that I am critical because I would want someone to be critical of me as well. And good luck finding something bad about me. I think it's just crazy that I was able to evidence and I did everything following the entire protocol, and I was pretty much condemned for doing my job. Everybody who is integral and respects the job, respects the role, respects people, I had their support. But it was frustrating that other people were so easily manipulated and entertained by this bitch that it affected other relationships that shouldn't have been affected at all because it had nothing to do with them. It was this bitch decided to cry instead of being a grown-up professional, especially older than me and a parent. But that's not what this person did. Now I'm worried about this person's kids and how they're gonna grow up. They're gonna grow up to probably want to talk themselves out of trouble and have zero sense of accountability. But anyway, in the end, this individual ended up leaving, thank God. Never missed this person. Nobody talks about this person to this day in the team. That lets you know that they didn't leave a good legacy behind. I'm just saying. So, yeah, you guys, I thought I would share that because this is one of those topics that, on the social realm, it's difficult for me to discuss because it kind of resembles the story of my parents a little bit. Basically, how other people were able to influence one of them and give them anxiety and insecurity and cast doubt in places where that shouldn't be a thing anyway. And people like that are so scummy. They make me sick. And that's why I prefer to be quiet for the longest time before I share anything with you, because I'm legit evaluating you. And if I determine you're not a threat, then you can be welcome into my life. But I have to be responsible like that because people out here, some of them may not have good intentions, and I have been on that receiving end. And that's not fucking fair. Because if it were my place, if it were my business, I would want the person I give this auditing job to do it correctly. Because if the job exists, it's because it's necessary. It's a necessary component for the operations of the business. Respect it. Anyways, you guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.